you would tell women if they had this similar story to grieve. We have to remember that our pain is not permanent. I'm speechless after your story. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Hey, babe. Welcome to Big Girl Thoughts. Real women, real talk, real faith. I'm Ashley, and this is our space to connect, laugh, and dive into life's beautiful, messy parts. Every Big Girl Thoughts are worth celebrating. Grab your coffee or a glass of wine, get comfy, and let's journey together, one real, raw, and remarkable conversation at a time. Hey, babe. Welcome to Big Girl Thoughts. Today, I get to sit down with the stunning Raven. Not only is she beautiful and amazing and gorgeous on the outside, she is equally just as beautiful and stunning and gorgeous on the inside. I am so proud of the fact that she said yes to this. She is the real deal. She's got a little spice. I love that about her. She's super real. Her story is amazing. It will break your heart, but it will fill you back up. So you're not going to want to miss this conversation with Raven. Raven!
Ashley, my
Girl,
sister.
when did we talk about you coming on? Which, by the way, you didn't even really think about it. You were like, yes.
I didn't. And then I really thought about it. And I'm just so honored. You are such a gem in my life. Oh, don't cry. Don't be emotional.
I'm not crying.
I probably will, actually. So if there's any tissues near,
Yeah, I got tissue. I got you, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember. We did talk about it.
Yeah.
You did kind of take time to think about it, but it wasn't very long before it was like, I don't know. I think we cried on the phone because you were like,
Yeah.
it's a total yes.
Yes.
You just kind of felt God maybe nudging you.
It was a nudge from the Lord because it almost was like I saw myself in those times in my life when I just needed to know that I wasn't alone. And I just imagined someone watching this like, me too. Wow, I'm not alone. So it was a moment of, thinking about all the things, but at the same time that the Lord was like, you can do this. Yes. Just say yes, and I handle the rest. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, before we get into all the deep stuff, if your story was like a Netflix episode, what part would I totally binge on?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Knowing you. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. So there are many parts. I feel like my story would be like a limited series type of vibe. Okay. You won't get it done in like 2-3 episodes. You need a few episodes. There's this part of my story where I was previously engaged to a gentleman that I met in college, and 12 days before the wedding, I canceled the wedding. Everything was paid for, wedding dress, all the things. It's filled with drama, but also faith. It's filled with so many things. Wow. I think you'd binge that.
12 days before?
12 days.
Okay, so I want to talk about that because that's a loss too.
It is. I agree.
You want to talk about a carpet, sort of.
Yeah. It was one of those things. I guess I could start with the story of how we came to be and then how I got to that point.
Okay, perfect. Let's do.
So basically, we met in college.
Okay.
I had known him, but not really had known him. I was aware that, he was on campus, played baseball, things like that. And then around COVID season, that's when we began to talk more because I was a RA on campus. They told all the other students, you can just leave.
I could totally see you as an RA.
I was the RA.
Yeah, you were.
My senior year, though, I kind of slacked because I had senioritis, as people may say. Yeah, senioritis. And so our friendship grew. He worked on campus, and we just hung out like as friends, nothing more, nothing less, just friends. And then that began to grow, as things do when you hang out with people. And so all of that to say, we jumped into our relationship pretty quickly. We didn't take the time to really get to know one another, really. It was so exciting, so new.
Okay. Lust-ish?
Honestly, at the beginning, no. But then, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is a blinder for sure.
100%.
What my issue was, I was thirsty. I'll be real. I was thirsty. I was so ready to be in a relationship, so ready to be married. I idolized marriage. And so here's this, he was a great guy, showing me attention, all the things, but not really taking the chance to get to know him and what he believes in the life, that he lives by. I jumped in, and he was also ready for a relationship. He was someone who I would say idolized being in a relationship as well.
Yeah.
And so you have two people idolizing marriage, relationships, two people who are unhealed getting together, and they're like, okay, let's do this thing. And so we dated for about 5 months before he proposed.
Wow.
Yes. And I know for some people that's like, oh, that's not bad. Others is like, oh, like that's super short. For me, it was super short. So I really didn't get to know him. And I later found out, or discovered, I didn't find out, I just began to discover more and more about him, that we were not aligned in our faith.
So you weren't equally yoked.
We were not equally yoked.
Yeah. Okay.
And I tried to force something that wasn't there. And time again, the Lord was knocking on my heart, because I knew the Lord. I knew what the word said. But because my attention was on this man versus the Lord, his voice began to, as it was once loud, began to just get softer and softer and softer, harder for me to hear, until I'm 12 days away from my wedding, realizing that if I do this, I will be making a huge mistake. And throughout that journey, God would send people time and time again to, Raven, this is me, because I wasn't listening to him anymore. Him knocking on my heart, even when I would open the word and read about being unequally yoked, that wasn't enough. He had to go to extreme measures to where people would come up to me and not really knowing me. I remember one specific time, this woman, she came up to me at church and she said, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, yes, ma'am. And we were already engaged at this point.
Yeah.
And so she said, I need to share something with you that I feel the Lord is asking me to tell you. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, that man that you are with is not your husband. I looked at him and I saw nothing. That's all she said.
Wow.
And I was like,
what did you say?
The boldness. She really didn't know me too much. But God was using her to say, Raven, he is not your husband. He is not supposed to be your husband. And the compromises that I made throughout the journey, so you asked about, was lust a factor? It ended up being a factor. So my whole desire, my whole thing was to, save this special, intimacy for marriage. And unfortunately, that did not happen. And with that, the enemy brought shame, condemnation. It was just a whole thing. And my life at that time I felt like a hollow shell because I felt stuck. And so this guy, great guy, but he had some things. One, we were not equally yoked, but also because of his unhealed traumas from previous relationships and growing up, he began to take those things out on me to the point where it felt kind of like, oh, he's a little controlling.
So after she said that to you, then you started to start to see a little bit? Or do you remember?
I was in denial.
Okay.
I was in denial. And the Lord, time and time again, he would send people. I would say after that woman, 4 more occasions where people said, I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Things like that, where I knew it was the Lord speaking to me. And God is so gracious. God is so gracious that he will do everything that he knows how to do just to reach us.
He's such a gentleman.
Such a gentleman.
To get to us.
Yeah. He loved me that much that he didn't let me off easily. I didn't have peace. I struggled so much. And then there was the final time where this woman, I actually knew her. And she approached me. And she said, Raven, I need to tell you a story. Now, this was probably 2 weeks, 14 days before the wedding. And I'd already made up my mind. I said, you know what, God, if you can turn Saul into Paul, you can do the same thing for him. So I'm just going to believe that he will be saved. He will, be the man that I have prayed for.
Wow. So everything, invitations are out.
Everything flights booked, venue paid for, dress altered, everything. So she comes to me, this woman, 14 days before the wedding. And she says, Raven, I need to share a story with you that I haven't really shared with anyone. Not many people know this story. And she looked me in my eyes and she shared a story of how she was also previously engaged to a man and how the similarities of the stories. And she began to go through the details and she looked at me. She said, Raven, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do something that you do not truly want to do.
Wow.
And Ashley, that felt like God's last attempt. It felt like God's last attempt because the decisions that we make truly can impact the courses of our life. All that to say, I went home and I got on my knees and I prayed. I said, Lord, I hear you. I know that I'm not supposed to marry him. Give me the strength to tell him no. So 2 days later, guess what happened?
What? Hang on, I'm going to get my drink, which I wish was stronger.
Come on. Child.
Which I wish was stronger than lemon water.
Listen.
What happened?
2 days later, we went to church. He didn't want to be there.
Wait, together?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't want to be there, but it's okay. We went to church.
Yeah.
We went to get brunch afterwards. And we ate our food. I was waiting. It was like building up in me. I was like, oh, Lord. And I heard the enemy battling me at the same time. It was a war. You can tell there was a war for my future at that moment because I felt, God, you got this. You got this. And the enemy saying, what if you never what if no one ever proposes to you again? Oh, my gosh, this guy, he has all the things. You'll be taken care of. Just the war within.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there. We ate. And then I looked at him. I said, I need to tell you something. And he just looks at me. And I told him, I said, I cannot marry you on this day. I cannot marry you in 12 days. And he just sat there. And I sat there looking at him. The waiter came by. It was like the relief, the tension broke a little bit. And it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do because I struggled with people pleasing. I struggled with, the idea of, idolizing marriage. Like, oh, I was so close, right? But I knew that I was not supposed to marry this man. I knew I was compromising what I'd always prayed for and believed for in a spouse. I was compromising even my own prayers and what God's word says, for that. So all that to say, it was one of the hardest times in my life, but at the same time, I felt free. I felt like something broke off of me. And so after that,
Was he angry?
He was angry, but he didn't. Okay, his response. So he looked at me and he really didn't say anything. The check came and we got up and we just began to walk to the parking lot. And then I think he drove us there. So I tried to give the ring back and he was like, no, keep it. And he asked, like, are we still together? Are you breaking up with me? I'm like, no, I'm not breaking up with you. I just can't marry you on this day. So I kept the ring. And then at that point, we spent some time talking through all the things. We had to call our family, call all the people. And that was challenging. That was hard.
Yeah.
He felt definitely betrayed. Like, how could you do this to me?
Yeah.
Basically, you left me at the altar, he would say. I'm like, well, technically, we didn't make it to the altar. We was at the restaurant. Yeah, I left you at the restaurant, but not really because you had to drive me home. So, and then I spent some time talking to his family, talking to my family about my why. And it was hard for both ends because our families had gotten pretty close.
Yeah.
And so anywho, I got to the point where I asked, okay, God, like, what now? And the Lord let me know he is not your husband. Why are you still with him? Why are you wasting his time and your time? So 3 months later, I broke up with him. Let it be. A lot of things in the in-between I do regret. I compromised in so many ways. And I know that I hurt him, and I genuinely cared about him. Like, I genuinely did, and that hurt me so much. But I knew I had to be obedient to what I knew. And then 3 months later, I met my now husband.
Wow.
Crazy.
3 months later.
3 months later.
Isn't it amazing how God is so good like that?
God is so good.
And why are we always shocked? Like, I mean, we're not shocked, but like, there's this like thing about that. We're like, I mean, 3 months is.
It's like this idea of like, God, can I trust you? Like, oh,
yeah,
he's asking us to do something, or he's leading us in a certain direction. Just like, oh, and then when it finally comes through, we're like, oh, God.
Yep. So that was loss, but
Yes.
you obviously felt God's peace because you made the right decision.
Yeah,
right.
It was huge. It took me. I'll be honest with you. It took me about a year to really get over everything. I went through counseling.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, you had to recover.
I had to recover because I genuinely cared. And when I think about that whole situation, that whole time, before he even proposed, my ex proposed to me, God was already very early on knocking. And I heard this quote, or someone say this, I don't know if it was a pastor, but they said, delayed obedience is still disobedience. And I think in the delay, more people are going to get hurt. God is saving us from the heartbreak. Yeah. The longer we wait for certain things. So if I would have just listened and leaned into what he was nudging me early on, we would have not spent thousands of dollars. We would have not gone through the heartbreak. And God speaks to us all the time. It's like, are we leaning in? Are we listening? But yeah, it was a huge heartbreak and loss. But God is so good.
He is so good.
He is.
Wow.
He is.
And you know, there's this shift in perspective that is so hard to get to, which is things are not done to us, they're done for us. And I think the Lord was getting you ready for Enrique.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And some of that. I mean, only you know that. But like, isn't it interesting when we come out of or we recover and we go, wow, he was preparing me.
He was. Yeah. Because God wastes nothing.
That's true. Yeah.
Nothing.
That's so true.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And one of the things I can say in the preparation for Enrique, the Lord taught me, hey, communicate what you need. He can't read your mind. Know what you need.
Men can't read women's minds?
I wish. But it taught me the importance of communicate what you need.
Yeah.
And with that, if you don't know what you need, get to know yourself. And I began a relationship with myself.
And as a recovering people pleaser,
yes,
you do have needs. Not everybody else.
I know.
Like, it's okay, bruh.
It's okay
to take care of like people, but like you have to take care of you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so true. So that was one of the main themes in that time of healing and recovery from the pain and all the things is knowing what you need, and it's okay. It's okay to love you, take care of you. In the scripture that says, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you are loving yourself crappy, you're going to inevitably love your neighbor the same way. Yeah. And so it just taught me the importance of self-love and self-care. And it's not selfish. And I'm still learning.
You meet Enrique, who is just... everybody loves
Enrique.
Enrique. 3 months later. Wow.
Yes.
How did you know? How was it different?
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things I prayed for is I said, Lord, I want someone, I'm running my race with you, and I don't have to turn around or look to the side. I'm just running, and all of a sudden someone just comes up right beside me, and we're just running to you together.
Yeah.
And that's what I pray for, is a man who was on fire for Jesus.
Yeah.
And that I didn't have to force anything or try to pull it out of him. He just was. And so we met at a young adult potluck at church, actually. And
wait, what did he bring?
Oh, okay. He brought ribs from Costco.
Done.
I brought dirty
Over.
rice.
It's over.
So
You brought dirty rice and he brought ribs.
yes,
Totally
Child.
together, girl.
Lord Jesus.
I love it.
So I brought the dirty rice, and he had some, and he yelled. He was like, who made the dirty rice? And I was like, oh, I did. I didn't think anything of it because I know I can throw down. I knew it. But I was like, oh, that was me. And he really liked it. And so from there, we just started talking platonic. If I'm honest with you, I was still getting over my ex. And that's a big part of Enrique and I's story.
You were probably really cautious.
I was very cautious.
Yeah.
I didn't see Enrique that way. I didn't see him as a candidate. I just saw him as a guy who liked my dirty rice, a friend, and someone who's going to church.
Yeah.
And so from there, we just became friends. And then one day we were talking, and he asked for prayer because he was getting over a relationship himself with someone. He was like, I feel like this is the woman that I'm supposed to marry, and like, can you pray for me? And then I'm like, man, like, I'm kind of going through a similar thing where I just canceled the wedding. I broke up with this guy, but for some reason, I'm still feeling what I'm feeling, and maybe he's the right guy, wrong timing. So our friendship was like, okay, let's pray for each other and believe that if these are the right people, God will bring them back into our life. So we did that. We legitimately prayed for each other, hung out in group settings, and just became friends. And there was this one day, I can't remember how long. It was a few months later where I finally felt the release. The release meaning the soul tie break.
Yeah.
I finally felt whatever was holding me break off of me. Wow. But in the in-between, Ashley, I remember the Lord specifically saying to me, because I was struggling real bad. I was crying.
Yeah.
And the Lord whispered, he said, Raven, will you let me heal you? And I said, yes, Lord, I will let you heal me. Trust me, Raven. Okay, I trust you. And bam, all of a sudden the Lord started showing me my heart. It was painful. It was so painful. I learned that I would sing and praise and worship and say, oh God, I love you. Oh God, I trust you. But not really. And he was showing me my heart.
You were still white knuckling it.
I was white knuckling it or black knuckling because, I'm a brown sister. I was holding on. No, you good.
I white knuckle.
Yeah, he's okay. You beautiful. So I'm like, Lord, and he just so gently just walked me through healing, brought me back to my childhood. This is why, Raven. This is why you have a hard time. And so I finally felt, after a period of counseling, I believe in it. Yeah, I do. Christian counseling.
Yeah, I do too.
So we went through that period, and then I physically felt tangibly something break off of me. So I called Enrique. I was like, hey, like, what you doing? He was like, oh, I'm at the library. And I'm like, okay, I have to tell you something. He was like, what? I was like, so I actually feel that God is releasing me from my past. If this is meant, then okay, but I no longer feel like I have to stay tied to this individual. I feel free. And he said, that's so interesting that you're sharing this with me right now, because I was just spending time in prayer and I felt the same thing. And I was like, okay, cool.
Wow.
I was like, okay. So we go about our days. And then a few weeks later, all of a sudden I started noticing Enrique being a little bit more friendly. Meaning we could be talking. He's like looking at me more intently. And I'm like, oh, like I got like something on my face, because I wasn't used to all of that. We were just friends.
Right. And
whenever we'll see each other, he'll give me a hug. And the hug is 2-3 seconds more longer. You know what I'm saying?
A little different.
A little different. And I was like, what's this? And so a few of my friends around me, they were like, I think Enrique likes you. And I was like, no, like, we're just really good friends. He's like a brother to me. And then my brother came to church one time and he sat next to me and Enrique. We were sitting in church and my brother got up after service. He was like, that guy likes you. And I was like, no, he doesn't. He was like, yes, he does. So there's this one night, we were a group of friends. We were hanging out. It was like a small group and we were hanging out, spending time with each other. And Enrique really kind of showed himself that he was interested, because it's like this. There's just like this knowing that happened, and we were at Whataburger, and he was like, "So, what are your love languages?" And I was like, "My love languages." Like, it was like a weird question for him to ask me because of all our other conversations. And so we had just spent a long time talking and hanging out, and I'm like, I feel something.
Mm-hmm.
We're really good friends, but I need to have a conversation because I don't like being in the gray area, especially with guys, my guy friends.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Smart.
So the very next day, I asked Enrique, I said, hey, are you doing anything after church today? Like, can we go get lunch? He was like, sure. I was like, yeah, we just need to talk. And he said, about what? And I was like, we just need to talk. So we go to lunch, have food, and then there's a period of time he was like, so what do you want to talk to me about? And I said, Enrique, okay, I'm just going to say it. You know I love you. You know we're really good friends. You know we can talk about literally anything. And at this point, it's been about a year of us being friends, like just constant.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, we can talk to each other about anything. And I was like, I may be crazy, but I've been picking up on some things. I'm just noticing you're being a little bit more affectionate and all these little things. I said, are you interested in me? And he looked at me, Ashley, he was like, Raven, I am interested in you. And I was like, like what? Because I was in denial. And then at just certain things, I was like, and it really made sense that night before. And so he shared with me all the things why he was interested in me. And then he was like, what about you? And I was like, oh, okay. As Enrique, honestly, I didn't really see you that way, but you are a really great guy. Mm-hmm. And then in that moment, boom, I like noticed him. I'm like, dang, he's fine. Like, it was almost like my eyes opened. I was like, oh my gosh, he is so handsome. I said, so.
God is all.
Yeah, like, I tell him, I'm like, you're a great guy. You're just this. I love that you love Jesus so much and your story is beautiful. And we're just really great friends. I said, what we can do, let's try this. Let's just see where this goes. Let's just get to know each other and I guess in that way and see if this is what the Lord wants. And let me tell you, 2 weeks went by and I was like, yeah, he's it. And then 2 weeks later, he asked me, he was like, I've been praying about this and I really believe the Lord is saying yes to this. Raven, will you be my girlfriend? Aww. And I was like, yes. Like, yeah, it was really sweet. We dated for a year. Yeah. He proposed at the year mark and then we've been married. We've been married for, in a little bit, it'll be 2 years. So we're still fresh, but
you guys are babies, you newlyweds. Yes. Okay, so kind of the icky parts, right, that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
I believe it was 1 year ago this month. Mm-hmm. Sean and I took you and Enrique out to dinner.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, I do.
And you had some news.
Yeah.
At that dinner.
Yeah.
And the waiter, do you remember the waiter?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know.
He didn't.
Anything, but like, I think he had overheard something in the conversation and then he brings the dessert. Mm-hmm. And the dessert was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
And it said, congratulations.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You told us that you were pregnant.
I did.
And then I believe it was 2 weeks later. Yeah. Unpack a little bit of that part.
Yeah. So Enrique.
Crappy part.
So Enrique and I had, we got married February of 2024. Mm-hmm. And we had not been married for long before we found out that we were pregnant. And when we found out, I was so scared. I'm like, I'm not ready to be a mom yet. I'm a wife. Like, I just am learning what it means to be a wife. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But everything was so new with marriage. I'm like, okay, let me tackle this first and learn this first before I become a mother. Mm-hmm. So I was terrified at first. So we found out we were pregnant and we took some time to process. And we know that God gives gifts and children are gifts from the Lord. Mm-hmm. And we were like, Lord, you saw us fit to give us this precious gift. Mm-hmm. So we began to get more excited about it and more excited about it. And like, oh my gosh, we're parents. We're going to be parents. And so we had not told many people. Yeah. But we had told a few, and we told you and your husband. And
girl, we had all the advice.
Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all need to write a book.
God.
They need to write a book.
Okay.
About that. Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Plethora of knowledge. Yeah. So
man.
we were so excited and all the things. And there was this one day at the office where I started feeling cramps. And I was in my second trimester at this point. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second
trimester.
Mm-hmm.
Second trimester. Yeah. And I started feeling some cramps. I'm like, I think I overdid it this week. It was a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Overdid it this week. I'm just going to take it easy. And so I got off of work and I went home, and then Enrique wanted to go to the gym. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the gym with you. I'll just watch you. Because I was feeling
love that.
Yeah.
I'll just be over here.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Like, go with him.
Yeah.
And so I went to the gym with him. He worked out, and I was still feeling those cramps. I was like, this is normal. My organs are shifting. My body's changing. It's preparing for the baby.
Right.
I get home from working out, watching Enrique work out at the gym, and I get in bed, and man, I had the most uncomfortable sleep. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I would go and use the restroom multiple times. I'm like, what is going on? Then I get back in bed, and I finally find a comfortable enough position to sleep, like really sleep. And then I wake up, and I'm getting these sharp pains. I'm like, what is this? This is not normal. I call my mom. My mom's like, let's do some research. Your body's changing. This is what is happening. Yeah. You're pregnant. I'm like, okay. And then she shared with me a story how one of her friend's daughters experienced the same thing, like just heavy cramps at a period in her pregnancy. And so I'm like, okay, I'm in my second trimester. Like, these things happen. I know first trimester, there's, those symptoms, but I should be fine. And then the cramps started getting more severe. And then I later found out those were contractions, that I was in labor.
Oh my gosh.
And so they would be the sharpest pain where I'm like screaming internally.
Yeah.
And then they will go away. I'm like, and so I called another friend of mine and we talk, and she's like, you're going to be okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And she prayed with me, and she told me to keep her updated. And I'm like, okay. Call my mom back. She was like, you should call your doctor, your OB, the nurse's line. Called them, and they, based off of my symptoms, they're like, hey, let's get you in for an ultrasound. Let's just check to see what's going on. And Enrique, at that point, so I called the nurse's line. It was like 9 a.m. and then the next opening was 11 a.m. on a Friday. So it gets to that point. I'm in agony up until, it was horrible pain. And I remember while I was getting ready, and I was, we still had a couple minutes before we needed to leave, I had to use the restroom one more time. And I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, don't let this be a miscarriage. For some reason, there was a knowing and a fear, but then I was like, no, it can't be. It can't be.
Yeah.
Why would the Lord let us get pregnant in the first place?
Yeah.
This is a gift. He doesn't take his gifts away. So I'm there, and I'm like, okay, I had that prayer moment with the Lord. It's time for us to leave. Enrique's flying down the road, flying down the freeway. I don't see how he didn't get stopped by the police. It was the Lord, we know. The Lord kept him. But he was whipping that thing. And so we finally get up to my doctor's office.
Yeah.
At that point, I could barely walk.
Oh, girl.
I could barely walk. I was in so much pain. We get back, and this may be a little graphic, but it's real. I'm going to share something. It's real. We get to the back, and the nurse is like, okay, we need to do an ultrasound. And so she, puts the gel on my belly and does the thing. And I remember looking at the imaging, and I saw our baby.
Yeah.
But I looked at her face, and her face looked kind of concerned. I was just like, why does she look concerned? And then she said, you know what? I'm going to do a vaginal ultrasound.
Okay. Yeah.
So she does a vaginal. And then all of a sudden, I feel plop, like fluids just flowing from my body.
Okay.
And then she gets up. She said, I'm going to go get the doctor. I'll be right back. And I looked at Enrique, and I said, Enrique, I was crying at this point. I said, Enrique, I'm so sorry. I think we just lost our baby boy. He was like, don't say that, Raven. Don't say that, baby. I saw him on the screen. Don't say that. And I said, I think we just lost him because it was just a little bit apparent. Doctor came in.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she said, sweetheart, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you were in the middle of a miscarry and we need to wheel you over to labor and delivery. And I let out this yell that I never knew that could come out of me. Oh, gosh, girl. You know? And I just couldn't imagine, because you hear about it, you know, elsewhere, like people experiencing these things. But, you know, the moment it happens to you, you're like, you know, is this real? Like, does this actually happen? And so Enrique, he's crying. He's trying to hold it together. He's trying to be strong for me. But he was still hurting because we had just lost our baby. And so they wheeled me over to labor and delivery, and such a beautiful team. I'm so grateful for them. But we go over and they get me comfortable in the bed, and then my doctor came in. She said, okay, I'm gonna need you to push.
What?
She said, I'm gonna need you to push.
Gosh, girl.
And I said, gosh. Okay. So I did. I pushed him out, and I saw, you know, them grab our baby, and they placed him over on a table and everything over there. And from that point on, it was like, this is not reality.
Yeah, this is not happening.
This is not happening, actually. This is actually not happening.
Oh, girl.
And so all that to say, I went from being so afraid of being a mother and so afraid of, you know, this pregnancy because I wasn't ready, to being, I can't believe I'm losing this child who I love so much. It was the transition just switched for me. Not too long after we found out that we were pregnant, like I began to like, okay, everything's going to be the gift. This is a gift from God, you know? We were not going to hold him, Enrique and I. We didn't want to hold him or see him because we couldn't. Yeah. And then, you know, our family showed up, and that friend I told you about, she showed up, and I'm so grateful for her and my family. And then Enrique's grandfather asked, can I hold him? Some time I went by, they had me on pain medicines, you know, the afterbirth, all the thing, you know, they were waiting for all that stuff too. Right. And so he said, his grandfather was like, can I hold him? And I looked at him pick up our baby boy, and I was like, I wasn't going to hold him, but should I look at him? Yeah. And Enrique, I'm looking at him, and he's just angry. He was angry. Yep. God, why would you let this happen? Right. Why even give us a son anyways in the first place? If you knew this was going to happen. That was what he was.
I mean, it's such a mind screw.
It is like,
right?
It doesn't make sense.
What?
It didn't make sense to us.
Yeah.
It didn't. But God is so beautiful because our son had a purpose, even though his life was short. Yeah. Let me tell you, God gave us our son for Enrique and I. That was his purpose. That was his purpose. Because we are not the same people. Something changed after that happened. We are not the same people. And so we didn't see that then. Sure. But over time. Yeah. And there was a moment, I don't want to skip this part. So, Enrique's grandfather held our son. Yeah. And before we even knew the gender, we were like, okay, if we're having a girl, that's going to be this name. If we're going to have a boy, we're going to name him Judah. And so we found out the gender, and like, okay, his name is Judah. Wow,
what a great name.
What a great name. And so Enrique's grandfather, he's holding Judah, and his grandmother is there. And she looked at me, she said, do you remember the story in the Bible? How the army of Israel, they were fighting an enemy army. And before the soldiers came out, they sent the army of Judah, they sent the worship team first. And there is a scripture that says, send worship first. Send praise first.
Okay.
And she said, think about his name, Judah. The Lion of the tribe of Judah, worship went first. Your worship went first. Before any other children you have, he went first. And I took that and I was like, let our praise be to you first, even if. It took a while to get to that point, but our worship goes first.
Wow. So you mentioned that you guys were different. What could you like just describe about that? Like how, of course you're different. I mean,
Yes.
Right. Like nobody can.
Yes.
What would you say that how are you guys both just together?
Yeah. Well, like I said, Enrique, his grieving, he was angry.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just sad. Not saying Enrique wasn't sad, but I was just sad.
Yeah. Everybody grieves different, right? But
they do. And so I would be in our bedroom and he would be in the living room. We were together, but we needed our own space.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we managed it. And we had such a great support system. Oh my goodness.
I know, girl. Community.
Community
Our church is like, yes.
Is beautiful. And so that was pivotal in our healing. I'll be honest with you. I am the person who has always been like, I'm caring for you. I love you. Pastoral care, right? I'm so used to loving on the people in their time of need. But whenever it's my time, it was hard kind of for me to receive it in a way. And I'm so used to being the strong Black woman, be honest with you.
Yeah.
That there was a period where I knew I rushed my grieving. I rushed it. I didn't allow myself to really feel. And if I could go back to her and look at Raven laying in that bed, but then like, okay, I need to get up. Like, Judah's with Jesus now. Get up. I would tell her, grieving is necessary. Don't rush this process. You are safe to grieve. You are safe here. I would tell her that. Because there are some moments like, after where I'm like back in the swing of things, back at work doing the things where I could feel like, I don't think I'm okay. I don't think I'm okay. And I would, put on a face. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Now I know whenever those moments come up within me, don't ignore them. Pay attention to it. And just let yourself feel. If you need to cry, cry. Just because you cry does not make you weak, does not make you no longer a strong Christian. Just because you hurt, that doesn't mean that you don't have faith. You feel. So that's something that I learned. And one of the biggest things I said to you earlier.
Yeah.
Judah, he had purpose with Enrique and I. We got to know a side of God that we never knew. We got to know a God who is familiar with pain. And a God who is familiar with pain is gentle. He's whatever you need him to be. He understands pain.
Yeah. Yep.
He understands pain. And I got to see and get to know a God who understands me. And so I began to think about Jesus and him go through what he went through, and the Father have to see his son experience that. And the Father saying to me, I know what it's like to lose a son. But let me tell you, there is life. And I know one day we will see our son again, Judah, because he is with our Jesus. But we really experienced a side of the Father that I didn't know that I needed. Wow.
So you would tell women if they had this similar story to grieve, to not rush it.
Yeah.
Not do it. Some people, they just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So healthy.
Yeah. You actually need to grieve. It's actually important. It is so important that you grieve and allow yourself that time and that space to heal, because something within you just broke. And who are you to not give yourself that? And I think that comes with learning how to love yourself. Not everyone knows how to love themselves based off what they see in the mirror or what has happened to them by other people hurting them or them even hurting themselves. It's like, almost like some women may assume that they don't deserve that. But let me tell you, you are worth dying for, and that's why Jesus went to the cross for you. And if you were the only person here on the earth, he still would have gone to the cross if necessary. If there is a God who would die for you and love you, you can love you too.
Yeah.
And learning how to is the key. And so that's what I've been still working on. Lord, how can I love myself better? How can I love myself more? Help me to see myself the way you see me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned purpose.
Yes.
Like with Judah.
Yes.
I think that the big girl thought here is we have to remember that our pain is not permanent, but his promises are.
That's right. That's right.
Girl, I'm speechless after your story. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I love you. I love your strength. Wow.
Wow. But you mentioned pain is not temporary, but his promises are. That is
it's
so
not permanent.
true.
Yeah.
Permanent,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Our pain is not permanent.
But when we're in it, it feels like it, right?
For sure. Oh, for sure. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. It feels so true. And having something to be rooted in that will keep you anchored. Like for me, that's what helped me go through. And I remember we finally held Judah. Some hours went by.
Yeah.
And we finally held him. And he looked like my husband. You can see. And the Lord will be your strength.
Yeah.
Just ask. His promises are there for a reason. A promise, when God makes a promise, he doesn't break it. He keeps his promises. And so when he promised to be our strength, he meant it. That's how we were able to hold him.
Yeah. Girl, I just love you.
I love you.
Are you, after this experience, are you able to receive more now?
I am.
Girl, I can totally relate, by the way.
I am. Oh,
In
yes,
fact,
you get me.
my mom used to say, and this is what I was modeled, if I don't do it myself, it's not going to get done.
That's right.
And so I'm like, oh my God, that's such a lie.
Yeah, it is.
But there was this I'm going to do it all and no one's going to help me and I'm not going to receive help. And unfortunately that didn't work out so well for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think it does, but wow.
Yeah.
I just love you.
I love you.
I love your story. I just love everything about you. So just a quick little thing. How's your season now? What are you guys, are you just obviously we're praying, for the right time.
Sure.
To,
Yeah.
get back into that mode of, have you guys thought about, having more kids? Are you just praying about it? Where are you guys at with that?
Yeah. So, it's been a little bit over a year.
Okay.
Since we lost our baby.
Right.
And can I just say, we have so much hope. We have so much hope. We know that we know that we know that that's not the end of our story.
I love that.
And so, we're excited. We're trying and enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. We're trying and we're enjoying it. Yeah. And
You're burning some calories.
yeah, cardio. Come
Hey,
on.
you don't have to go to the gym.
Hey, come on, Glory. But no, we have a hope and an expectation.
Yeah,
We
good.
believe that we will have children.
Mm-hmm.
And God's timing.
Yeah.
God's timing. We struggled with the fear of disappointment before, you know,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like, oh, what if it happens again, or should we even try? You know, all the questions that can come
That
up
can come up.
when
Yep.
someone experiences those things.
Yeah.
But now we're at the point of, God, we trust you. You've got us through this. You've got us through other things. You will get us through this. So we're believing. We have faith. So
That is so
stay tuned.
great.
Stay tuned.
You're amazing.
I love you. I love you.
Can I just share like this? I just have to share this story. Do you remember? I want to say, now I don't remember when it was, but let's just say a year and a half ago. I don't know. We were at church. We had just, oh, wait a minute. It was last October. I know exactly when it was. Bentley, we just had, or November.
Okay, yeah, because, okay.
Maybe it was December. Good God. I don't know.
Okay.
But we're at church, and it was actually really special because Sean was, at the time, he was a part of a Freedom Conference. And he had texted me and he said, I'm about to get baptized. They're going to do baptisms. And, you know, Sean has just a long, history of just, running a little bit from God or whatever. So I get this text. We have a brand new puppy. And I'm like, everybody get in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Dad's going to go get dunked. But I only mentioned that because the best part of the story, well, that's the best part of the story is that he got baptized.
Yeah.
But
awesome day.
I brought our little cute Bentley. I remember giving Bentley to you and Enrique and saying, please watch this baby.
Yes.
You guys were like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah. I had just stopped breastfeeding him. I'm kidding. Oh my God. That's
I know, but not really.
Anyway, so I give him to you guys. You guys are like,
that was our baby.
it was like your baby.
Like, really.
So you guys were like, nobody else was in the room. Meanwhile, we're in a conference, which is hilarious. But like,
We were getting
no
baptized.
no one existed.
Yeah.
And so you guys are all in. I'm like,
Yeah.
going over there to, take pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think before I went over, I look over and there's a woman who snatches that puppy from you. And girl, I saw a side to you in the Freedom Conference.
In the Freedom Conference.
Girl, I'll never forget it. And that's when I was like, I love this girl with my whole heart. She snatched that puppy from your hands. And I thought, I think Raven's going to pull some hair.
Honestly, though, I wanted to snatch a neck. But we were at the Freedom Conference.
I know.
And people were getting baptized. I was bothered by that.
Girl,
I was bothered.
I just love you. I love your heart. I love your spice. I love your grit. Yeah. Anyway, okay, real quick, I'm going to do something fun. I just think this is just kind of cool.
Okay.
And fun. It's just a little like rapid fire.
Rapid.
All about like your preference in life. Okay. Red or white wine?
White.
Heels or sneakers? I think I know the answer to that.
What do you think?
Heels.
Yes. I'm a tall girly.
I mean, you got sneakers on.
I have on sneakers, but I love me a little heel.
Okay. Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Beach.
Early bird or night owl?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually, is there a little bit like
Are you,
both?
Oh.
I have a little moments.
You got a little bit.
Yeah.
You got your moment.
I have my moments where I'm both, actually.
Yeah, just wait till perimenopause.
Oh, Lord. Somebody help her.
Lip gloss or lipstick?
I have on lipstick today, but I'm 95% of the time a lip gloss girly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Spa day or shopping spree?
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I mean, I love them
so
both.
can I add a...
Yep.
So the shopping spree, what's the limit?
I don't know. Maybe. I kind of feel like it's depending on the day. There's a time where I'm like, I don't really feel like shopping. I just need you to rub my shoulders.
Yes. Break the tension.
Maybe.
Okay.
So
I'll
I
say
love them
right
both.
now, right
Yeah,
now, I take a good spa day.
Okay.
Right now.
Netflix binge or book in bed?
Netflix binge. I'll tell you straight up.
Have you seen something recently you love?
Yes, I
What?
have.
Tell me.
Okay. So I've been watching Virgin River.
Oh, I always see it. And I don't. Okay.
I've been watching Virgin River.
Okay.
It's basically the small town type of vibe. City girls goes to small town, get away. She experiences a major loss in her life.
Yeah.
And she finds love and da 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 da. It's one of those things where you just sit and you're just like, oh, that's so cute.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sean and I just we're obsessed. We blazed through The Gilded Age.
What is that?
Girl. It's the same writers from Downton Abbey.
Is it really?
I want to wear long dresses and drink tea.
Come on.
At
Prairie
every hour of the day, but I want somebody to serve me.
Really? Is it on Netflix?
It's on, I believe, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Girl.
Okay.
The Gilded Age.
Put me on. All right. I'm sold.
I love you.
I love you,
Thanks
Ashley.
so much for coming on.
I love you so much.
Thanks so much for joining this amazing conversation. And we'll see you next episode.